What's up, everyone? It's Stevie, and today we're going to be talking about some things you should probably do before the next major update in Fisch. As you can see, I'm on this strange looking island. It is an abomination, and a lot of people aren't even in the second sea yet. I don't know if it's because it's just too hard for them or they're just confused on how to do it, but just don't take my word for it. Check out these badge stats. So you can see we got all these new badges here for the second sea, and it starts with Waveborn here. It is the starter island. It's essentially Moosewood, but on second sea, and only 152,000 players have ever completed that bestiary. It's not even that crazy hard. The most I see here though is there's 522,000 players who have completed the Isle of Beginnings. That's pretty impressive, and I think it's because most players, you know, are trying to grind for that rod that requires the bestiary. But this right here, look at Ember Reach, only 13,000 ever. People just have lost interest in this game, in particular the world. So 13,000 for Ember Reach is crazy low to me. And I just noticed they added all these badges for the latest update, but they didn't even hook them up. Rip. So what does that have anything to do with things you should do before the next update? Well, this world might be going away pretty soon. So this was from 3 days ago, and Noah, the main developer here, he put out a poll asking if they should remove C2 and reward players who have progressed. The fact that they're even asking this question means they're probably going to do it, especially if you see, look at the number of people who have voted yes. 76% have said yes to remove C2, and I think a lot of people are just upset that C2 is bad. We'll talk about that a little bit. And you can see they're also adding a secondary one that says, do you want to drop the requirement to level 50? Because currently C2 is level 200. They dropped it from 250 to 200. Based on the results alone, only 51% said yes, and that means most people just don't care about the level. Like, most of these people that are hitting yes, they're just supporting the developers. It's not because they're under level 50. In fact, most people are going to be over level 50 anyway. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. And then they ask a bunch of other stuff here, you know, remove C2 and give compensation in C1. Right here, they have another option, rework C2. They're just trying to see like what people are really wanting out of this. 57% said yes to remove C2 and give compensation in C1. Some people just asked for a rework. So 43% like the idea of just reworking C2 instead of getting rid of it. And then there's all this other stuff, which we're not going to get into, that, you know, they're looking for feedback on. So given that C2 is at jeopardy of being removed, the first thing I would do is start working on your rods. Now, if you didn't see my video explaining which rods to go after for this world, definitely go check that out. I will link it on the top right, but you really need to get all the rods. There's some really good rods in here. So like the Great Dreamer rod is really cool. It's basically a secondary rod of the depths. There's also the Azure of Lagoon here, and then the Free Spirit. These are the three main ones you're going to want, because if you don't get them and they do remove this sea, I don't know if they're going to re-add them in. Like, these might just become like limited rods that you can't get ever again if they remove them, like the Buddy rod and some other rods that they've removed from the game. The next thing I would work on is try to complete these bestiaries, because these fish, all the fish in this world are going to become super valuable if they don't move them to C1. There's a lot of cool fish here, especially some of these like secret fish or exotics. So I would say you should probably get grinding on that. That is a big deal. The next thing you might want to do is start working on these eggs if you care about them. You'll notice inside here, this is actually a surprise to me. I just got one of the boats, but you can see right here, they've got some exclusive boats in here. There's like this like Cthulhu submarine, and there's like a Cthulhu kind of like equivalent of the King of the Kraken. And I love my King of the Kraken. Like, this is one of my favorite boats in the game because it's so fast. So this is the boat I'm talking about. This is the Kraken one, but they have a Cthulhu one that I also have now. This is the one right here. It's called the Cthulhu boat, and that's a really cool boat. Plus, they have the limited time submarines. So I'm definitely going to go and pay to win on that, because I kind of need it. I kind of need it. The other thing you might want to look into is the fact that there's a ton of exclusive skins in here. If you care about the skins, they have a Cthulhu collection, and these are different skins. You know, you can see Cthulhu skin crate. And you got these, and you can open them for exclusive skins from this world. And unfortunately, I did not. I didn't get anything good. There's like 2 more rods in here that I need to get. But yeah, I'm grinding for this currently. And then finally, before the next update, you still have a little bit of time here to complete the limited animals bestiaries. You have a little over a week. So obviously the next update's coming this Saturday. And then the following weekend, you're going to have this be taken away. And these are actually really, really cool fish. In my opinion, I love this one. The Crabbit's probably going to be the most popular. He just looks really neat. I also really like the Orcanda, one of my favorites. And then obviously the octofen's kind of like the special, the big deal, because you have to fish like 25 of these. They're really easy to get compared to these, but it's still a really cool fish. And then obviously C1 has their own bestiary of animals, so make sure you go get those. I also made a video on how to get them. You can check that out right here on the top right. But as far as what you should be doing next, I would really just focus on those for now. I'm really hoping that they come out with some decent updates pretty soon here. Like, I felt like this world was pretty underwhelming, and I think a lot of people were just feeling the same way. Looking forward to what the devs are, going to do. Obviously, they're listening. Obviously, they're trying to figure out what we want, and I know it's not super clear to them. So make sure you go to their Discord. You can give them some feedback, through the polls that they're listing. And yeah, we need to get this game back in track, man. I've never seen the game like 85,000 players. First time I've seen that. So yeah, hopefully they're gonna make some good updates here. Maybe they'll make some good changes. I feel like this world, if they were gonna keep the second sea, what they really need to do is add a lot more depth to it. Literally, like some underwater stuff would be cool. Maybe bridging some of the stuff that's in C1 back over here, because the fact that I have to keep going back to C1 to do enchants and such is kind of annoying. And if they're thinking about making it so like you grind here for stuff in C1, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would I grind over here in second sea when this should be like the next step? This should be the next progression from the first sea, but it doesn't really feel like it right now. Right now, it feels like it's just like another world of a bunch of islands we don't need. So hopefully they'll kind of, figure out what they need to do here. I mean, this is not the direction I would have taken it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Good luck on your grinds. I'm going to be working on my missing collections here, as well as my bestiaries. I need to get them all complete before they take the sea away. If they do, I mean, even if they don't, there's a good chance they're going to, change some stuff. So I definitely don't want to miss out on stuff. I like keeping my collection as complete as possible. So you should probably do the same. Anyway, thanks again. I'll see you in the next vid. Peace.